Now it's the time we have the big guy from Acronis coming to talk to us. Are you tired? A little bit. Some tsipur and uzo for you after that, you should know. So, Mr. Ronan McCurtin, he's the Vice President of Sales Europe, Israel, Turkey, the whole world actually.
He will not speak Greek.
Nothing? Okay.
Nothing?
No, not a thing. So, uzo.
You will speak English, right? English?
Tzatziki, I love tzatziki. It's amazing, right? So, hey, everybody. Great to meet you all. It's great. I feel very at home in Athens. It feels very like Ireland because we're so far behind schedule. The Irish have the same mentality around timekeeping as the Greeks. So we take it when it happens. Okay. So, little story for you. 2004. I was working in my office in the UK, and we had a sweep for the European Championships that year, and I put whatever £10 in the sweep. I don't know if you do a sweep in Greece when it's the World Championships or European Championships, but you put in some money, you pick out a team, and I put in my £10 and I picked out Greece, and I went, they're never going to win the European Championships. So I put another £10 in and I picked out Portugal, who they played in the final, right? So I got both teams in the final and Greece won. It was a great event and I'll always remember that. So anybody know when Microsoft was founded? What year Microsoft was founded? Have a guess? Panos, do you want to have a guess? It's a bit earlier than that. 75, April the 4th, 1975. And do you know what the first thing they agreed on when they formed the company? What was the very first mission statement they had when they founded their company? Does anybody remember that mission statement? So Bill Gates famously said he wanted to have a PC on every desk in the world, didn't he? And interestingly, and I never thought about this until I worked in Acronis, he didn't say by Microsoft. He didn't say, I want to have a PC on every desk in the world by Microsoft. And our mission statement is to protect all systems, data, and applications. And we don't say by Acronis. Sorry? I didn't hear that. You still working here? So basically, Acronis is not a vendor of software. We're a platform on which we deliver best-in-breed technology, some of which is our own technology, and some of which is third-party technology on a platform to enable Panos, Mike, and you to deliver solutions as efficiently as possible. So if you have a favorite solution, it doesn't have to be Acronis, it can be on our platform, you can deliver that to your team. I don't like when vendors... I went to an event recently, I told Panos and Mike about this recently, where I went to an event and somebody got up and said, we're the best security company in the world. I don't believe there is such a thing. I think that there's a solution for a specific need, but they also need to understand your business. What do you want to do? What's your approach to security? Do you want to do layered security? Do you want to do everything in one bucket? And I think that's really, really important. I started in IT about 20 years ago, but I was an accountant as well, and I loved IT because IT allowed you to do things very efficiently. I used to do coding on VBA and on Lotus 123. Anybody remember Lotus 123? I'm getting old, but I used to do some coding on Lotus 123 for my spreadsheets, and I used to love it. And this is why I love IT. IT makes things much more efficient when it works well. But all of you have had so many challenges in the last number of years. I started in IT in about 2006, and since then, we've seen huge pressures from the quantity of data and the move to the cloud. The quantity of data that actually exists in the world, it trebles every few years, right? So it's continuously doubling, trebling, and the quantity of data will continue to increase over the next number of years. It gives you a huge headache to manage, and obviously cloud is great, and it's got its advantages, but it does bring its own headaches as well. I think more importantly, and this is where the big one for Acronis is, the staff shortage. We moved into a cybersecurity, we launched our first security solution about 7 years ago now, And to retain staff, to keep them, to hire staff is a really difficult thing. And it's a very, very difficult thing for small and medium and large-sized businesses. And it will continue to be a problem as the skills gap increases. And of course, we've seen a rise in cybercrime. Ransomware, every 9 seconds now, there's a ransomware attack. Last month, we stopped 4.8 million ransomware attacks in Acronis that got past email security and firewalls. So that's assuming, you have good email security and good firewall protection. We still managed to stop 4.8 million. So it's on the rise, it's continuing to rise. And the difference between ransomware and any other malware that was in the past is there's an economic incentive behind it. Ransomware started in 1999. It wasn't successful in 1999. They found it on a floppy disk. It didn't have the internet, or the internet was in its infancy. And it didn't have Bitcoin. And since 2014, since the rise of cryptocurrency, we've seen huge amounts of criminal gangs with developers at the back end continuously trying to find ransomware techniques to actually get into your systems. And of course, we've seen a rise in SaaS applications. And all of this is good and bad. But what we've seen is more cyber threats, more vendors, more agents. I'm going to ask you a question, Panos. Did you ever, apart from Acronis, did you ever go and buy a solution because it fixed one problem for you? Yeah, so that's kind of typical with a lot of service providers. We go out, I ran a service provider in 2006, and we have a problem, and we go out and we find one bit of software that solves that problem. There are now 3,000 different security vendors out there on the market. The problem with all of this is this creates time and management overhead and challenges. And of course, Mike and Panos are great people. They shouldn't be doing this. They should be spending more time with you, supporting you, and making sure that you're properly supported. As I said, I ran a cybersecurity company, or a service provider, sorry, in 2006, and I built a team. They came to me a few years into the project, and they said, we should have a look at Acronis. And I said, no, we don't want to look at Acronis. And they said, why not? And I said, well, we've got too many solutions. We had a Segra, we had Veeam, we had Carbonite, which was E365 or Evo 365 at the time. We had many, many different solutions. Every time we added a new solution into the mix, it created a management overhead. We had to learn that solution. We had to understand what was good about it, what was bad about it, what was the impact on our data center. And this is why I love Acronis, because, as I said, we provide you with a platform which delivers integrated backup, disaster recovery, cybersecurity, management, and automation. I wish I had this platform when I was a service provider, because it gives you so much breadth and offering, right from basic backup to sophisticated backup. Backup is our heritage. We've been doing it since 2003. If you want to go into SAP HANA and real enterprise level backup, you can do this. But we offer so much more to every end user out there. Things like disaster recovery, the ability to recover systems every single night, test them, make sure they recover, produce a report that shows those systems have recovered properly. And security, of course, we do DLP, we do email security, malware, anti-ransomware malware, we do vulnerability assessments, patch management. There's so much sophistication in this platform that Acronis themselves offer you. And you can see against some of our competitors how we compare. But what I like that's not on this slide is the fact that we also integrate with 200 other vendors. So I led the team this year in the integrations team in globally. We had biggest part of our team was based in the US. So we went to a lot of the ISVs in the US this year, and we started to integrate Acronis, or get them to integrate into Acronis. We launched a cyber app standard, which allowed them to build widgets, reports, all within the Acronis portal, that allows you to use their technology, deploy their technology, and also get all the reporting and status updates and everything from one pane of glass. So we've got a massive advantage over the rest of the market. The beauty about that, we're not perfect, by the way, but the beauty about that is it makes your life significantly easier. Yeah, so I just talked about the integrations. These are examples of some of our integrations that we actually do. So we've got, as I said, 200, but we actually integrate with our competitors as well. I don't know if you've noticed, like Dato's up there and Veeam is up there. So we do integrations with our competitors because we want you to have the best technology that's available to you for your needs and in your environment. And that's key to the Acronis mission statement. This is all delivered through, as you would expect, through a very, very simple intuitive GUI that allows you to deploy these protection plans very, very easily. You've got all this technology under one agent. One agent will deploy all this technology for you, and you simply have to create a protection plan. And those protection plans are simple sliders that allow you to deploy email security, DLP, antivirus, whatever the case may be. All this technology is just a simple slider switch, and it's as simple as this is Ivan's slide, by the way. He developed this slide. He's very proud of this slide. And it's very simple just to turn this technology on or off, as the case may be, and produce it for your IT department, your finance department, your HR department. You can have different protection plans and deploy different technology into those departments to make it as easy as possible for you. The ultimate Acronis message, as I said, is to make things simpler. But making things simpler allows you to do different things. It saves you time. It saves you money. We've done some tests on this in the market. And ultimately, it allows Panos and Mike to spend more time with you dealing with your environment or solution, whatever you require, instead of actually spending time at the back end trying to fix issues that may arise. So again, Acronis, 61% more cost effective than most on the market. I've repeated a bit of this, but again, for clarity, it's a single platform that has backup, disaster recovery, anti-malware, email security, patch management, endpoint, DLP, all included in the actual platform. What we've developed recently is a management part to this, which is patch management, vulnerability assessments, deploying vulnerability assessments, getting a report back, getting those endpoints patched, deploying malware, allow you to do your billing and invoicing, project management. Everything's under this one platform. A little bit about Acronis. We have 52 data centers worldwide. Most of our competitors have about 8 or 9. Veeam have about 8 data centers around the world. We have 52. We really believe in global local. There's no point in being a global company if you don't really support the local needs of your partners. So it's been a big push, and Ivan's led this in this region to actually get data centers into all of the actual local countries so that it improves latency, but also improves compliance as well around GDPR or data sovereignty. So we get rid of all those issues because you've got a local data center. We've 26 languages. We support 26 languages, and we've got support that actually, I think, speaks 25 languages, nearly 26. So we're nearly up to our kind of localization needs there as well. One thing we're very proud of as well is our academy training. We launched an academy this year where we do a lot of training. We do virtual online, but we also do face-to-face training. And we're pushing these academies. We want you to be experts in Acronis. Why? Because it makes you more efficient. The more training you invest in the actual solution, ultimately, the quicker you can respond, the more confidence you give your end user, or you give your end user within an end user, if that makes sense. So you've got your own customers within the end user. You can deal with their issues much more quickly. So we push very hard academy training, certification, professional level training that actually makes you, helps you to deploy the solutions as quickly as possible. And one thing we're very, very proud of, we're the fastest growing MSP business in the world. When I started about 6 years ago in Acronis, we had less than 1,000. We now have 20,000 MSPs around the world that are using our technology on a daily basis. That equates to about 200 million end users, by the way, so just to give you an idea. And I mentioned earlier on that we stopped 4.8 million, so this is a little bit out of date, but we stopped 4.8 million malicious URLs that got through firewalls and also got through email security solutions that we protected all our customers worldwide in October. So this is my favorite slide. Panos and Mike have seen this before. So I'm proud to say that, and I will get fired for saying this one day, but Acronis is going to let you down. 100%, I guarantee you. I'm not going to stand up here and tell you our product is perfect. It's not. No product is. It's going to let you down, I'll guarantee you. It's how you respond when that happens is more important. If you're Greek or you're Irish or you're British or French, it doesn't matter. We're all the same. We're all realistic people. We know that it's not going to work 100% of the time. What you do expect as end users is that you get a good response when it goes wrong. And that's one thing I want to guarantee you with Acronis. We have great people in Acronis who have a partnership attitude. We went out to the market and we got feedback that said that Acronis is considered an ally. We did personality profiles. But I want to bring you to the hero bit down here. You get different personality profiles. Ultimately, you're our heroes because you're end users using our technologies. You choose to go into work and you bet on Acronis to protect your estate. And all I can do is to support you with that, is to say that when you need us, we'll be there. So when it doesn't work, we have to back you up. And that's what the human factor is in the technology. People like Ivan and Slav and Sylvia and myself will be there when you need us to actually deliver the solution. I want to tell you this, a final story. Anybody know this guy? Have a guess? He works in Nike. His name was Phil Knight. He stood up at a conference once and he said, please stand, everybody please stand. And he said, everybody stood up. And he said, please remain standing if you've ever gone for a run. And everybody stayed standing. He said, please remain standing if you run once a week. And some of the audience sat down. Please remain standing if you go run twice a week. And more people sat down. And he went on. He did marathon. He did ultra marathon. He did all these questions. And people remained standing. And his final question was, please remain standing if you get up on a Tuesday morning, you're in bed, it's cold outside, and you're tired, and it's raining or it's snowing, but you get up and you do that run anyway. And he said, I want you to know that when you did that run, Nike were under the lamppost cheering you on. And that's what I want for Acronis for you, is that when you get up in the morning and you go into work and it's not the most exciting day, it's cold, it's very seldom cold in Athens, but when it's miserable and it's not nice and you go in and Acronis is there and you're using Acronis, I want you to know we're your biggest cheerleaders, we're supporting you, and we're going to help you succeed in your business. That's about it for me. I'll be around later on if you want to have a chat, and we've got the team here as well, but please come up and have a chat with us later on. The last slide, you know, when you need the backup or when things go wrong, we've got your back, and that's our message to you today. Thank you very much.
Thank you. I don't need that. So we say the same thing, actually. We call ourselves Ghostbusters. So when disaster strikes, you call the Ghostbusters. So you call us.